What happened when a teacher broke the rules? I was always the quiet kid in class. Not shy exactly, just invisible. That changed in 10th grade when Ms. Rivera took over our English class mid-year. She noticed right away that I never raised my hand. After class one day, she asked to see my notebook. Inside were pages of stories and drawings, my way of escaping the chaos at home where my dad's drinking had gotten worse. "These are amazing, Ellie," she said. "Why don't you ever share in class?" I shrugged. Nobody really wants to hear what I have to say. The next day, Ms. Rivera announced a new seating arrangement. Suddenly I was in the front row. She called on me even when my hand wasn't up. At first I wanted to disappear into the floor, but then something weird happened. Kids started nodding when I spoke. A girl named Jada asked if I wanted to work together on a project. For the first time, I felt seen. Then came the district-wide standardized test prep. Principal Garrison handed out thick packets. "For the next 6 weeks, all classes will focus exclusively on test preparation," he announced. Ms. Rivera's smile faded. That afternoon, she closed the classroom door and collected all our test prep packets. "I'm going to let you in on a secret," she said. "These tests don't measure what makes you special." Instead of drilling practice questions, we read actual books. We wrote stories about our lives. We had debates about things that mattered to us. I started looking forward to English class. Even my dad noticed. "You're different lately," he said one morning. Actually sober for once. Good different. Then Ryan's mom showed up unannounced during class. She was on the school board and wanted to observe. Her face got all pinched when she realized we weren't doing test prep. The next day, Ms. Rivera was gone. A substitute handed out the test packets without making eye contact. During lunch, I overheard teachers talking. "Rivera's been suspended," one whispered, refusing to follow curriculum mandates. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about how Ms. Rivera had made me visible when I'd spent years trying to disappear. I opened my laptop and started typing. I wrote about how Ms. Rivera's class was the only place I felt smart, how I'd started imagining college for the first time, how she taught us to think, not just memorize. I posted it on the community Facebook page my mom was always on. I didn't think anyone would care. By morning, my post had 342 shares. Parents were commenting about how their kids suddenly wanted to discuss books at dinner, how they'd started writing for fun. Kids from other classes shared similar stories. At school, things got weird. Some teachers wouldn't look at us. Others gave us secret thumbs-ups in the hallway. Principal Garrison called me to his office. "Your post has created quite a stir," he said, voice tight. "The superintendent's office is getting calls." "I just told the truth," I said, surprising myself with how steady my voice was. That Friday, a special school board meeting was called. The auditorium was packed with parents and students. Even my dad showed up, wearing his one clean shirt. Ms. Rivera entered last, looking smaller than I remembered. For 3 hours, people spoke about how standardized tests didn't measure creativity or critical thinking, about how Ms. Rivera had made their kids care about learning again. My dad stood up, which nearly gave me a heart attack. "My daughter used to hide her writing," he said, voice rough. "Now she reads it to me at breakfast." He looked down. "It's the only time we really talk anymore." The school board voted 4-3 to revise the test prep mandate. Teachers would have flexibility to teach the standards their own way. Ms. Rivera would be reinstated with back pay. As people celebrated, Ms. Rivera found me. "Thank you," she said, hugging me. "I just wrote what happened," I said. She smiled. "That's the most powerful thing any writer can do." The next week, I raised my hand in class without being called on. My voice didn't even shake. 2 years later, I'm studying education in college. I think about that invisible girl from 10th grade. She'd never believed that one day I'd want to become a teacher just like Ms. Rivera, someone who knows when breaking the rules is the only way to do what's right.